Hi everyone, Tae here. In the previous lesson, we learned how to say to cook or to prepare a meal by using the verb 해요. We also learned a new verb, 만들어요, which means to make. In this lesson, we're gonna expand from there using two postpositions. So first thing first, what is a postposition? In English, you have words like at, or in, or to, and for, etc. And they are called prepositions because they are positioned before the nouns or pronouns or noun phrases. Now in Korean and Japanese, we place them after and attach them at the end of the preceding words. Hence, they're called postpositional particles. Now for convenience though, I'm just gonna call it postposition throughout this video. Now, the first postposition that we're going to learn is 에. 에 can mean a lot of things such as at, in, to, for, on, by, with, from, of, or even per, or because of, or under, depending on the context. So it's super convenient that this one word can be used in so many different ways. But I advise that you learn the specific situations where you can use it first before you start making sentences with it, because it's not always used in exactly the same way as in English. Alright, now let's have a look at some examples. 오븐에 피자 해요. Oven means the oven. As you can see, 에 is placed after the word oven and attached at the end. Now in this example, 에 means in, but as you will see in a bit, 에 has this very broad nuance, so it doesn't necessarily mean in as in inside. It just indicates roughly whereabouts, if you will. In the last video, I mentioned that 해요 can mean to eat as well, right? But of course, in this example, that would not be applicable here because to eat in the oven wouldn't make any sense, right? So here, 해요 definitely means to cook. 오븐에 피자 해요. Next, 그릴에 바비큐 해요. Grill means the grill, and once again, you see 에 attached to the end of the word to mean on in this case, and barbecue means barbecue. They say that barbecue is the correct way of writing it, but if I tell you the truth, you will see barbecue more often. 그릴에 바베큐 해요. Next, 소스팬에 소스 해요. To make sauce on the saucepan. 소스팬에 소스 해요. Now, in the previous lesson, we looked at some derivatives of the word fry, such as 후라이 해요 or 프라이 해요. 프렌치 후라이, 프렌치 프라이. 후라이드 치킨 and 프라이드 치킨. In this video, we're going to learn another derivative, which is frying pan. For a frying pan, we say 프라이팬, 프라이팬. You will also hear people say 후라이팬, 후라이팬. And lastly, 후라이판 as well, 후라이판. So to say you make a pancake on a frying pan, you can say in three different ways as follows. 프라이팬에 팬케이크 해요. 후라이팬에 팬케이크 해요. 후라이판에 팬케이크 해요. And here are some examples of sentences where a noun plus postposition phrase is used along with a verb formed by combining an English word and 해요. 웨딩 케이크에 데코레이션 해요. 웨딩 케이크에 데코레이션 해요. 칵테일에 레몬 가니쉬 해요. To garnish with a lemon on a cocktail. 칵테일에 레몬 가니쉬 해요. It can be used for dates as well, like on Christmas. So let's say you make a roasted chicken on Christmas using the verb 만들어요. 크리스마스에 로스트 치킨 만들어요. 크리스마스에 로스트 치킨 만들어요. Now we're gonna move on to another postpositional particle, 로. 로 is also very useful because it can mean a lot of things, such as at, in, to, for, on, by, with, from, of, etc., etc. So a lot of its usage overlaps with the postposition 에. And for that reason, in many cases, the two are actually interchangeable, but not necessarily always. And in this lesson, we're just gonna focus on one of their differences, which is when 로 is used as with, as in by means of or using. Here are the examples. 에어프라이어로 프렌치 프라이 해요. 에어프라이어로 프렌치 프라이 해요. 가스레인지로 쿠키 만들어요. 가스레인지로 쿠키 만들어요. 토스터로 토스트 해요. 토스터로 토스트 해요. Now with the postposition 로, there is a condition. That is, if the preceding word ends in a consonant, instead of just saying 로, we say 으로. And here, please note that I'm not talking about ending with a consonant on a romanized phonetic transcription. Because oftentimes when words end in 으, for example, like 나이프, I like to omit that EU at the end for simplicity, and because visually also, I think it's a little bit easier to associate it with the original English word this way. Now, when you look at how it's written in Korean, there's that letter that looks like an underscore, and that's a vowel 으. So technically, the word 나이프 doesn't end in a consonant. So if you were to say with a knife or using a knife, you would still say 나이프로. 나이프로. Now for the postposition 으로 to be applied, the last letter of the word must contain a consonant at the bottom, supporting other letters above. So for example, induction ranges here are commonly referred to as simply induction. So if we want to say you cook steaks with an induction, because the word induction ends with an N, which is a consonant, we will say 인덕션으로 스테이크 해요. Instead of saying induction로, we say induction으로 스테이크 해요. And if you say induction range, then since range doesn't end in a consonant, you can say induction range로 스테이크 해요. induction range로 스테이크 해요. Finally, let's say you make homemade scones by means of an oven. 오븐으로 홈메이드 스콘 해요. 오븐으로 홈메이드 스콘 해요. Just as a reminder, with the postposition 에, this rule doesn't apply. It's just with 로 and some other particles. So you can relax and don't have to worry about this when using 에 in your sentences. Alright, that's it for this video. In the next one, we will learn some fruits and vegetables that are equally called by their English names in Korea. 30 easy breezy vocabulary that you already know and you can start using right away. So don't miss it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.